Tonight, I want you to think about a question you may have only asked when no one else was listening. Why am I still here? After the illness, after the accident, after the grief you thought would break you, after the lonely years and the seasons you rarely speak about. You survived, and sometimes survival brings gratitude. But sometimes it brings guilt. Why did the healthier friend leave first? Why did the stronger brother not receive more time? Why did the person you loved disappear while you remained? Perhaps you have stood beside a grave and asked, why them? Why not me? And beneath that question is another one. Am I still here for a reason, or am I simply what was left behind? My friend, you are not what was left behind. You are still here because something in your life may remain unfinished. There may be someone you still need to meet, something you still need to pass on, or a door that remains open simply because you are standing beside it. But first, understand this. Survival is not a prize given to the best person. Death is not a punishment given to the worst. You were not kept here because you were more deserving. The person you lost was not less valuable. My grandmother once told me, a life is not measured only by its length, but by what passes through it. A cherry blossom is not less beautiful because it falls quickly. You did not outlive the people you loved because you were worth more. You are still here because your part of the song has not finished. I once knew an older Japanese man who survived an accident at sea. 3 of his friends did not return. For almost 50 years, every good thing felt stolen. Then the daughter of one of those men contacted him. She had been very young when her father died and remembered almost nothing. Over tea, he told her about her father's jokes, letters, and plans for returning home. For the first time, her father became more than an old photograph. Later, the man told me, Kenji, I spent 50 years asking why I survived. I never considered that perhaps I survived because someone had to remember. He was not the leftover. He was the keeper of the stories. Sometimes the reason we remain reveals itself quietly across a cup of tea. The first reason you may still be here is this. Someone is still coming who will need you. Most people search for purpose by looking backwards at the work and responsibilities they have already completed. They say, the important part of my life has already happened. But purpose does not always live behind us. My grandmother was already old when I finally became mature enough to listen to her. Imagine if she had decided nobody needed an old woman's thoughts anymore. The person who needed her wisdom was already alive. He simply had not learned how to listen yet. That person was me. Perhaps someone like that is already walking towards you. A grandchild who will remember your words years from now, or a young person who will face the same failure you survived. You cannot see the appointment from here. Remain ready anyway. And if these quiet conversations mean something to you, subscribe to this channel so we can continue meeting here and speaking honestly about the things people usually carry alone. The second reason you may still be here is that you are carrying something that has not yet been delivered. In Japanese, there is a word I like, tsunagu. It means to connect, to pass something forward so the chain is not broken. Every person who has lived a long life is carrying something. Lessons that required years to understand. Truths purchased through disappointment. Knowledge that came from mistakes you would never repeat. You know something about grief, forgiveness, and the difference between love as a feeling and love as a decision. These lessons were expensive. You paid for them with time, tears, and years you cannot recover. Do not let that wisdom disappear without being passed on. You may believe your life was ordinary, but ordinary lives contain the knowledge that keeps other ordinary people alive. A woman going through divorce may need to hear how her grandmother survived the year her own marriage nearly ended. A young father may need his father to admit, "I was frightened too." Tell the true stories. Tell people what you misunderstood, what you regret, what you would protect if you had another chance. Write it badly if you must. Your family will not care about your grammar when you are gone. They will care that they can still hear your voice inside the words. This is tsunagu. The chain continues because you chose not to remain silent. The third reason you may still be here is that someone must hold the door open. In traditional Japanese homes, there is a wooden space called the engawa. It sits between the house and the garden. It connects two worlds. Some people become like the engawa. They connect the young to the old and the scattered members of a family to one another. In every family, someone usually holds this connection. The person who remembers birthdays, calls after an argument, and keeps the old stories alive. Often, nobody realizes this person is holding everything together until they are gone. Perhaps when your mother or grandmother died, the family gathered less and certain stories disappeared. One person had been holding a door open, and no one noticed until it began to close. Perhaps you are holding that door now. You may think what you do is small. A weekly telephone call, a meal prepared each year, or remembering the child who is struggling. But not everything that carries weight can be measured. Somewhere, a person may feel safer simply because you are still alive. They may never say it, but beneath everything is a quiet certainty. Mother is still there. Grandfather is still there. My old friend is still there. That knowledge steadies people. And family doors are not the only doors. Someone at your cafe, church, or neighborhood may immediately notice your empty chair. You may feel like part of the background, but remove the mountain from a landscape painting and the whole picture changes. Quiet things can hold an entire world together. So let us return to the question, why am I still here? Perhaps someone is still coming who will need you. Remain ready. Perhaps you are carrying wisdom that has not been delivered. Begin passing it forward. Perhaps you are holding doors that would become harder to open without you. Remain at your post. Your purpose does not need to be impressive. It may be one person, one story, or one weekly call. Tomorrow morning, before the aches and the silence speak first, say 4 words to yourself. Still here, on purpose. Then ask yourself 3 questions. Who might need what I know? What have I learned that I have never shared? Which door am I quietly holding open? Do not force the answers. They may arrive as a name, a telephone call you have been postponing, or a story you suddenly realize no one else knows. Follow that small movement. Purpose often begins quietly. And to the person who found this video on a difficult night, listen carefully. Do not treat your ache as proof that your life has no purpose. A dead seed does not struggle towards the surface. Only a living seed does that. The person who will need you may already be alive. The wisdom you must deliver may already be inside you. The door you are holding may already be protecting people who have never thanked you because they do not yet understand what you are doing. Your greatest contribution may not be behind you. It may be waiting for the right person, the right moment, or the right conversation. You are still here. Not because you were better than those who left, but because while you are here, there is still something you can give. Before you leave, tell me in the comments, what have you survived? And who may still need what you have learned? If you would like to continue these conversations, subscribe. Take care of yourself. Keep the door open. Pass something forward. And remember, still here on purpose.